Fine. So today we are going to start with our first lesson, living world. So from the living world, from this lesson, we might get around what we can say 3 marks. So total 3 marks we will get for CET from this one. So today we have from this lesson. I hope the chapter is already completed at your respected colleges. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What about others? Please change your name, rename yourself with your name because it is showing your mobile names. Okay. Whether the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Fine. So all of you renamed yourself. Good. Let us start. Now just we will discuss certain concepts related to CET from this question, from this lesson. Yeah. So in this lesson, we have to concentrate on specific features of living entities. Means if you're calling anything as a living, so what all features or what all characteristics you will consider, that is growth, reproduction, tactile sensation, uh, ability to sense the environment, metabolism, self-organize, mortality. So these all are the salient features of living entity. So we are only focusing on the points which are important for CET. I am not dealing with all the synopsis of the lesson here. Next, when we come to the diversity of the living world, so we have to recall the term which is called as biodiversity, Vaividhyate anta. So we know that in the living organisms we have variety, so many of varieties, so many of living organisms we have, which is called as biodiversity. Not only in the animals, in the plants also you can see variety of the living organism which are found on the earth. So which is called as biodiversity. In the biodiversity, we will get a term named as nomenclature. Yeah, neat questions it will be including. Neat questions we are going to discuss. Nomenclature. The process of rendering scientific names to organism. What do you mean by nomenclature? Just remember it as namakarana madodu anta. So how you will give scientific names to the organism? It is called as nomenclature. An organization or a society named ICBN will name the plant. ICZN will give the plants for the animal. Okay. Next, the scientific name has two segments we should remember, generic and specific. For example, the human beings. When you consider the human beings, what is the scientific name of human beings? Anyone?
Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens. So Homo sapiens. Like this, we will write the scientific name. Here, Homo refers to the generic name or the name of the genus. Sapiens refers to the specific name or the name of a species. So two names we will consider while naming an organism. Next, rules of nomenclature we will be having. Each name has two words, the genus and species. When expressed, when the name is said, it should be independently underlined. Whenever you said it, it should be independently underlined. Underline should not be continuous. And when written manually, it should be underlined. When it is in a typed form, it should be, the font size should be in italics, a slant one. Name should be Latinized or Latin, means the name should be derived from the Latin language, because we know that this Latin and Greek language, whatever we use, okay, Latin and Greek language, these are dead languages now. No person will talk in a Latin or Greek. No person will write in a Latin or Greek. Even though they might know it personally, but it is not widely used as English, Spanish, like that. Okay. So these are the dead languages. Next, generic name begins with uppercase. Specific name begins with lower case. Means when I wrote Homo sapiens, you might observe generic name, genus name starts with a capital letter, whereas species name starts with a lower case, means a small letter. Homo sapiens. Next. So in nomenclature, first we will classify which are the steps. First we will classify in which whether the organism belongs to a plant or an animal, or invertebrate or a vertebrate. Like this we will classify depending on the defined character. ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. Next one is taxonomy. What we will do in a taxonomy? It is the process of identification. We identified it, we observed, we studied the characteristics, we identified it, we are naming it, nomenclature, and organizing it like species, genus, like this. Okay, class, order, family, which is called as taxonomy. Systematics, investigating life forms, means when we got to know an organism, investigating, again cross-verifying it with the other organisms which have a same characteristics. Then again classifying it according to the hierarchy. Kingdom, phylum, then class, order, family, like this. So it is called as systematics. 3 steps we will follow: classification, taxonomy, systematics. When we come to the taxonomic category, most important in CET, kingdom is the highest one. The lowest one is a species. Kingdom is the highest category. The lowest category is a species. The respective definitions you will be knowing. Next, taxonomic aids. Which all things or which all tools we will use? Aids andre the useful things anta artha. So which all tools we will use for the taxonomy? So those are called as taxonomic aids anta karitave. Taxonomic guide or taxonomic aids refers to the techniques, stored information, tools which we use in the taxonomy. Let us see which all are the taxonomic aids. Herbarium, museums, zoological park, botanical garden, key. So regarding this, we will discuss later. Now we will start with solving the questions. I hope the questions will be visible soon. Whether the questions are visible. Yes. Whether the cover page is visible as a living world.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let us start with the first question on CET on living world. What is the expansion? At first, the questions will be very easy. As we proceed, the questions will become tough. What is the expansion of ICBN? A. International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. B. International Code for Biological Naming. C. Indian Code for Biological Naming. D. International Council for Biodiversity and Nature. You can message your answers in the chat box. A, B, C, and D. Yes, YouTube students, what is your answer on this? The quick response is given by Dhavina, Vaividya. Okay, what about others? What about others? V. Valentina answered it. Yes, what about others? Kavya, Narzo. Okay, Kavya answered it. Redmi anta mobile name ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. I don't know who is it. Who is this? Please rename yourself. So he or she also answered it. So most of you voted for option A, that is International Code for Botanical Nomenclature. Let us check the answer. Exactly, very easy question and very quick responses from you all. International Code for Biological Nomenclature. Next, which among the following is involved in the naming of the animals scientifically? Which organization is involved in naming the animals? A. ICBN, B. ICAN, C. ICPN, D. ICZN. Please give your answers when I complete reading all the options. The quick response is given by Vaividya, Dhavina. Okay. Redmi, please name yourself. V. Valentina. Okay. Fine. So, most of you answered it as option A, anta. Only few of you answered it correctly. So, as they asked naming of animals, so usually, just now I said it while explanation, naming of animals will be done by ICZN, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature. Okay. Option D is the right answer. Okay, please rectify your answers, all of you. Next question. What do you think is the need of nomenclature? Why we have to name the organism? What is the need of nomenclature? Scientists can use this term in their seminars to have standard name for an organism instead of having many names in different languages. Means standard name is to have ಒಂದೇ ನೇಮ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ನೇಮ್ಸ್ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೇಮ್ಸ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗೋದು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗತ್ತೆ. Nomenclature is something which is same for all organisms and people need not mention each organism with different names. Nomenclature means it is something which is same to all the people, to the whole world regarding that organism. Nomenclature looks fancier and more technical than regional names. It looks fancier, what we can say, stylish. Okay, so it looks fancier and more technical than regional names. Anta. So what is your answer on this? What do you think? Why there is a need of nomenclature? The quick response is given by, yes, YouTube students. What is your response on this? Vaividya and V. Valentina. Okay. Okay. So most of you voted for option B. Option B. That is, to have a standard name for an organism instead of having many names in different languages. Let us check the answer. Exactly, option B is a right answer. Okay. When you see the other, this one, options, scientists can use this term in their seminars. It is non-scientific answer, right? Then nomenclature is something which is same for all organism, and people need not mention each organism with different names. Even though we know certain scientific names, for example, when you go to the vegetable vendor, ತರಕಾರಿ ಅಂಗಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಸೊಲಾನಮ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬರೋಸಮ್ ಕೊಡು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆಲೂಗಡ್ಡೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ರೈಟ್ ರೈಟ್ ಏಲಿಯಂ ಸಿಪಾ ಕೊಡು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈರುಳ್ಳಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್, ಐ ಮೀನ್, ಅಗೇನ್ ಅ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್. Nomenclature looks fancier and more technical than regional names. No. So option B is a standardized answer, what we can say, scientific answer, what we can say. All of you answered it correctly. Great. Let us proceed with the next question. A binomial nomenclature consists of binomial nomenclature ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ? Dash and dash. Generic name and phyla. Class and phyla. Generic name and specific epithet, phyla and kingdom. Very easy question. Yes, come on. Vaivitya answered it. Okay. C. Valentina answered it. Fine. Redmi Davina answered it. Good. Fine. So all of you answered it as option C, generic name and specific epithet. So when you say Homo sapiens, the scientific name of human beings, Homo sapiens. So Homo is a genus name, sapiens is a species name or specific epithet we can say. So binomial nomenclature consists of genus name and specific name. Great. So let us proceed to the next question. Binomial nomenclature is given by option A, Carolus Linnaeus, B, Charles Darwin, C, Henry Cavendish, D, James Chadwick. Binomial nomenclature is given by, yes, YouTube students. Vaivitya answered it. Fine. Okay, Redmi. V. Valentina answered it. Fine. So most of you answered it as option A, Carolus Linnaeus. Option A, Carolus Linnaeus anta. Right answer. Next question. Yeah. Azadirachta indica VAR minor valeton belongs to the genus. So they are asked Azadirachta indica VAR where dot minor valeton belongs to the genus. What is the genus of this organism? Azadirachta indica minor valeton. Easy question again. The quick response is given by Vaivitya, Davina, Redmi. Okay. What about others? V. Valentina. Fine. So I request you all are sending the messages. Please change your message settings. There, message to anta irutte. Message to Nidhi ma'am anta madi. So your messages will come only to me instead of the public. I mean, instead of the members in the meeting. So that we can see that your answers will be answered honestly. Fine. So for Zoom students, I am telling, YouTube students, you can answer in the comment box, right? Zoom students, you can just change your message settings, message to Nidhi ma'am. Okay, fine. So most of you said it as option A exactly. So always the name starts with a genus name. Option A is the right answer. The scientific name of lion is, what is the scientific name of lion? Panthera leo, Panthera tigris, Panthera lion, Panthera leo. See to the options properly. Dhavina, Vaividya answered it. Good. Redmi answered it. Fine. V. Valentina answered it. Okay. Okay. Fine. So, most of you answered it correctly. Some of you voted for option A, Panthera leo. Even though it is a scientific name, but the way of writing scientific name is not followed here. Leo is written in the species name is written in the capital letter. It started with the capital or a uppercase letter. So this is not considered as a scientific name. Panthera tigris will not come. Panthera lion is not come because this is a common name. Panthera leo, see here, genus name started with the uppercase, species name started with the lower case. So option D, Panthera leo is the right answer. Only few of you confused it. Please go through the options correctly, observe it and then answer. Right? So option D, it is not A, it is option D. Next question. Yeah. The number of described species of living organism. Roughly, how many living organisms have been described until now? 1.25 million species, 0.5 million species, 1.025 million species, 1.7 million species. Vaividya answered it. Okay. D. Valentina, Dhavina, Redmi. Okay. So most of you voted it for option D, that is 1.7 million species, exactly the right answer. Next question. The Organization of Biological World. The organization, just a minute. Okay. The Organization of Biological World begins with cellular level, atomic level, submicroscopic molecular level, organismic level. That is, when we start to organize the organism now, from which we will begin? From which stage we will begin it? Okay, cellular level, atomic level, submicroscopic molecular level, organismic level. Okay. Most of you answered it. We got varied kind of options for this. That is A, D, C, Anta. Right? Okay. Let us check. The organization of the biological world begins with option C, that is submicroscopic molecular level. So most of you will be voting for option A, cellular level, but we will go to the submicroscopic molecular level. Option C is the right answer. Next question. Which of the following books is not written by Carlos Linnaeus? Read to the options properly, and the question is, It is not written by Carolus Linnaeus. Systema Naturae, Historia Naturalis, Species Plantarum, Philosophia Botanica. Okay. Davina, Valentina, Kavya answer to the question. So let us check the answer here. Answer B. Historia Naturalis is not written by Carolus Linnaeus. Next question. Who is the father of new systematics? Aristotle, Linnaeus, Theophrastus, Julian Huxley, who is known as father of new systematics. The quick response is given by Dhavina. Okay. Yes, what about others? Yes, YouTube students. The right answer is option D. Julian Huxley is known as father of new systematics. Now we will learn some points. Again, we will discuss the 12th question. Yeah. So we were discussing regarding taxonomic aids, the techniques or tools used in a taxonomy. So when we consider regarding a herbarium, herbarium is nothing but a dried plant which we will be storing in a specific paper. Okay. So the samples will be dried, stored and protected on the sheets, after which they are systematically ordered in according with the classification. That sheets we will cover with the newspaper and we will organize it. The herbarium sheet consists of a marks which contains, I mean, they will be having the name labelings like scientific name, date, the spot we collected the organism, name of the collector, family. Okay, so these all are the labels we will get on the herbarium sheet. Next, when we consider the museums, so you might have visited many museums also. Your college laboratories will be a mini museums. You can see many organisms will be stored right in a chloroform. So it is a repository having an assembly of different plant and animal samples preserved in one place, which will be used for a study and further information source. Zoological park. Here wild animals will be there, live wild animals will be there with a secured conditions, so renders a good chance to focus on behavior, how the animals will behave. You can study it, how, what are the habitat or habits of the animal, you can study in the zoological park. Next, botanical garden, many important medicinal plants and most endangered plants will be maintained in a specific garden which are named as botanical garden. Here, the plants will be named by their scientific name. Key used for identification of both plants and animals in light of similarities and dissimilarities. So, key is nothing but what we can say is hint to identify a hints to identify whether an organism is a plant or an animal. What are the similar characteristics with the other organism? That is nothing but a key. So, in this we have alpha taxonomy, beta taxonomy, omega taxonomy, very important for CET, alpha, beta, and omega taxonomy. Alpha taxonomy concerns with collecting and identifying organism based on their morphology, how they look, the external feature, field and herbarium studies. Beta taxonomy concerns with collecting and identifying based on morphology, I mean external features, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಭಾಗಗಳು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವಿವೆ, ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಅದರ ರಚನೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿ. ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅನಾಟಮಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅದರ ಆಧಾರಗಳು, ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್, ಸೈಟಾಲಜಿ, ಫಿಸಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬೀಟಾ ಟೆಕ್ಸಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟೆಕ್ಸಾನಮಿ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋಸ್ಕೋಪಿಕ್ ಆಬ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಯೋಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ಎವಿಡೆನ್ಸಸ್. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಫಾಲಜಿ, ಅನಾಟಮಿ, ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಯೋಕೆಮಿಕಲಿ ಯಾವ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದರ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗತ್ತೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಒಮೆಗಾ ಟೆಕ್ಸಾನಮಿ. It is based on phonetic classification of new systematics. Next. Okay. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, father of Indian taxonomy. Father of Indian taxonomy is H. Santapau. Father of Indian botany and Indian herbaria, William Roxburgh. Term taxonomy is what is by coined by a scientist named A.P.D. Candoll. A.P.D. Candoll coined the term taxonomy. Father of taxonomy is Carolus Linnaeus. New taxonomy bere, taxonomy bere. Dynamic concept stating species is dynamic and mutable. It is, the statement is given by Lamarck. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಡೈನಾಮಿಕ್, ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟೇಶನ್ ಆಗಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತವೆ, ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಎ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಬಯಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಕೊಟ್ಟೋರು ಡಾಬ್ಸ್, ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ಕಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೇಯರ್. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಸೈಂಟಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಷನ್ಸ್. ಫೇಮಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಲೆಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಅವರು ಫಿಲೋಸೋಫಿ ಝೂಲಾಜಿಕ್ ಅನ್ನೋ ಬುಕ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬರೀತಾರೆ. ಅಲೆಕ್ಸಾಂಡರ್ ಒಪೆರಿನ್ ಒರಿಜಿನ್ ಆಫ್ ಲೈಫ್, ಅರ್ನ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಯರ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ ಝೂಲಾಜಿ, ಲಿನೇಯಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಾ ನ್ಯಾಚುರೆ, ಫಿಲೋಸೋಫಿಯಾ ಬಾಟನಿಕಾ, ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಪ್ಲಾನಾಟ್ರಮ್, ಜೆನೆರಾ ಪ್ಲಾನಾಟ್ರಮ್. These 4 books are written by Linnaeus. Some of the terminologies ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ cohort ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. cohort means what? A group of individual of the same age within a population. Let us consider we are studying on the human beings. So human beings ಅಲ್ಲಿ 7 years ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು 7 years ಏಜ್ ಗ್ರೂಪಿನ ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೂಪಿಗೆ ನಾವು cohort ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. Then sympatric species. What do you mean by sympatric species? Sympatric, two related species. So let us consider an area. In that area only we have two related ಸಂಬಂಧವಿರುವ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ಗಳು, ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಸಂಬಂಧವಿರುವ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ಗಳು ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಸೇಮ್ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇವೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಂಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೋಪ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಜೆನೆಟಿಕಲಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ. ಜೆನೆಟಿಕಲಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕಲಿ ರಿಲೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ಗಳ ನಡುವೆ, ಬಟ್ ದ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಲಿವ್ ಇನ್ ಅ different geographical area. These are called as allopatric species. Next we have polytypic species. Species with 2 or more varieties. Species ಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಬ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ, ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಮತ್ತೆ ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ ಗಳಿರ್ತವೆ. ಮೋನೋಟೈಪಿಕ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ವೆರೈಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಒಂದೇ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ವೆರೈಟಿನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. It is called as monotypic species. So this is a CET notes. Now let us proceed with our question and answers. Yeah. A taxon can be defined as, what do you mean by taxon? A group of related families, a group of related species, a taxonomic group of any ranking, the number and type of organism present on earth. What do you mean by taxon? Tell me. Yeah, the quick response is given by Dhavina. Okay. Vaividya answered it. Fine. Be fast. Answer your answers in the message box or a chat box. Only 2 answers I got. Yes, Asma Banu, PM, Rumana, Kausar, Kavya, Narzo. What is your response on this? So some of you voted for option B, some of you voted for option C. That is, a taxonomic group of any ranking is called as taxon anta. A group of related species is called as taxon anta. Let us check the answer. Option C is the right answer. Anyone, it belongs to a kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, anything. So that each category is called as a taxon. So a taxonomic group of any ranking is called as taxon. Okay, let us proceed to the next question. Which among the following is not code of nomenclature for organism? Means which among the following will not give names for the organism? International Code of Botanical Nomenclature, International Code for Bacteriological Nomenclature, International Code for Zoological Nomenclature, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Yes, tell me. Which will not give name for the organism? The quick response is given by Dhavina D. Vaividhya. Okay. What about others? Kavya answered it. Fine. Be fast. Okay. So, almost all of you voted for option D, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, which is not at all related with the nomenclature. Very easy options and very quick responses. So here, all the three, above three are there, no? PM Rumna Kausar also answered to the question. So here, all the three, that is botanical nomenclature will give name for the plants. Bacteriological nomenclature will give name for bacterias, microorganisms. International code for zoological nomenclature will give names for animals. Right? So option D, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, is a right answer. Next question, not option C, it is option D. Next question. Just a minute. Which of the following takes into account evolutionary relationship between organism? Which of the following will takes into account, which will consider evolutionary relationship? Evolutionary relationship ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ನು, ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನರಿ ಯಾವ ಕಾಲದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಬಂದಿದಾವೆ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಕೆಳಗಿಡೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ಟರ್ಮ್ ಎವಲ್ಯೂಷನರಿ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ? ಕ್ಲಾಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ಆರ್ಟಿಫಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ನ್ಯಾಚುರಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಸ್. Vaividhya, Dhavina answered to the question. Good. What about others? PM Rumana Kausar answered it. Very good. Good try. It is not necessary that you should answer correctly only. Give the answers, because here no one is there to tell you you answered it wrong. No one is going to punish you. ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾದಂತಹ ಆಸ್ಮಾ ಬಾನು answered it ಅವಮಾನ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗೆ. Just try it. So that you will understand ನೀವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ, how much efforts you have to put ಅಂತ. Kavya answered it. Good. So most of you answered it as option B. Some of you answered it as option C. The right answer is here option D. Systematics ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು evolutionary relationship. Option D is a right answer. Next question. Which among the following statements are correct? ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ statements correct ಆಗಿದೆ? All the biological names have their origin in Latin. The first word in biological name represents the species Next represents genus. Canis lupus familiaris is the binomial nomenclature of a dog. Panthera tigris is a binomial nomenclature of a tiger. Which among the following statements are correct? Read to the options properly and then answer. Vaivijya answered it. Dhavina answered it. Good. Asma Banu answered it. Kavya answered it. So most of you voted for option A. All the biological names have their origin in Latin. So option A is a right answer. Not B. Option A is a right answer. Next question. The word taxa means, what do you mean by taxa? Phyla, genus, classification, kingdom. What is the meaning of taxa? Asma Banu, Vaivijya answered it. Okay. The right answer is option C, that is classification. For classification, we will call as taxa. Which of the following taxa are in their increasing order of their similarity? See, each one is called as taxa. Like this, it is called as taxa. Each one is called taxon. Fine. Fine. So you have to tell which is in an increasing order. Increasing. ಏರಿಕೆ ಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. Similarities. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೊಂದಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಮಿಲಾರಿಟೀಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಲುವಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಿದೆ? ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಎ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಫೈಲಮ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್, ಬಿ ಜೀನಸ್ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಫೈಲಮ್, ಸಿ ಕಿಂಗ್ಡಮ್ ಜೀನಸ್ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್, ಡಿ ಸ್ಪೀಶೀಸ್ ಫೈಲಮ್ ಜೀನಸ್. ಎಸ್. Dhavina, Vaivijya answered it. Fine. What about others? Bega, many more questions to solve. Yes, PM, Rumana, Asma Banu, Kavya, Narzo. What is your response on this? Yes, YouTube students. Only 3 answers I got for this. So most of you voted for option A. Kingdom, genus, species. C. Class, phylum, kingdom. Kingdom, genus, species. Increasing order. No. So option A is the right answer here. Option A. Magnifera indica and Azadirachta indica belongs to same species, same genus, same species, same phylum, same region. See to the scientific names, they belongs to same what? Which taxon they belongs to? Kavya, Dhavina answered it. Yes, what about others? Vaivijya, okay. Rumana, Kausar, fine. So most of you voted for option B. Few of you voted for option C. So when you see to the question here, Magnifera indica, Azadirachta indica. So this is a genus name. This is a species name. So species name are same. So they belongs to the same species. Option B is a right answer. Option B is a right answer. Next question. Which among the following best describes the word growth in living organism. Growth, characteristics of living organism ಅಲ್ಲಿ growth, ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೊಡತ್ತೆ. ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಲಿ. Increase in mass either due to accumulation or due to changes that body undergo is called growth. Increase in mass due to internally cell division and increase in number due to replication are twin characteristics of growth. All living organisms grow throughout life. Growth is sufficient characteristic to determine whether an organism is living or non-living. They ask which will best describe, best define the growth anta. The quick response is given by Vaividya, Dhavina, good. Asma Banu answered it, good. Kavya. See here, the first one, increase in mass due to accumulation or due to changes that body undergo is not a correct definition of a growth. Only due to accumulation the growth will not occur. Growth will occur continuously and systematically. Accumulation andre ಒಂದೇ ಕಡೆ grow ಆಗೋದು ಅಂತ. It will not happen. Then increase in mass due to internal cell division. ಒಳಗಡೆ cell division ಆಗೋ ಕಾರಣ increase in number due to what we can say replication in the number ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗೋ ಕಾರಣ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ಇವೆರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ, ಗ್ರೋತ್ ನ ಗುಣಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳಾಗ್ತವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆ. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ. ಸಿ, ಆಲ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಗ್ರೋ ಥ್ರೂ ಔಟ್ ಲೈಫ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. Living organism will not grow throughout life. At certain age, at certain period, the growth will be stopped. Development will be continuous. ಹೌದಾ? ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್, ವಿಕಸನ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್. ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಟ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಅಟ್ ಸರ್ಟನ್ ಏಜ್. ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಸಫಿಶಿಯಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಟು ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ವೆದರ್ ಆನ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ ನಾನ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್. ಗ್ರೋತ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಈಗ ನೀವು ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಸಿ ದ mountains, right? So due to the snowfall, the increase, they might increase in their height, which we will feel that the growth, the mountains are growing. So it is not only the characteristic of the living organism. We have to consider other characteristics also. ಅದೇ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಒಂದು ವಸ್ತು ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬೆಳವಣಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಒಂದು ಆಧಾರ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ us see which the right answer. Option ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬಿ is a right answer here. Let us proceed to the next question. Reproduction in planaria. Planaria ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ನೆನಪಿರ್ಬೇಕು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಪ್ಲನೇರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿಯ ರಿಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ? ರೈಟ್, budding, binary fission, asexual spores, fragmentation. Yeah, Thavina answered it. Fine. Vaividya answered it. Good. Okay. So the right answer for this is option D, fragmentation. So usually what happens in planaria, so due to some accidents or some other things, there might be the body will be cut into a small fragments. So each fragment will convert into a new planaria. Each fragment will grow as a new planaria, which is called fragmentation. Budding will not come. Budding example is yeast, we can say, right? Then hydra, we can say. Binary fission, amoeba. Multiple fission, amoeba and plasmodium vivox. Asexual spore, rhizobium, we can say, sorry, rhizopus, which is a fungi, right? penicillium. So these all by asexual spores. So the option D, fragmentation, is the right answer. Next question. See to the question properly. Sexual reproduction results in variation of progeny from the parents. So we know that we have two types of, usually two types of reproduction are there: sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Compared to asexual reproduction, if an organism produces with a sexual reproduction, ಹೌದಾ, ಸೊ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರುವ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಿನ್ನತೆಗಳು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕಾಣ್ತವೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಿದೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅಪ್ರೋಪ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ರೀಸನ್? ಯಾವ ಕಾರಣ ಇರಬಹುದು ಈ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಭಿನ್ನತೆಗಳು ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ? ಏನ್ ಕಾರಣ ಇರಬಹುದು? ಒಂದನೇ ಆಪ್ಷನ್, ಸಿನ್ಸ್ ಸೆಕ್ಷುವಲ್ ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಜೀನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್, ಒಂದೇ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಒಂದು ಜೀನು, ವಿಚ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಟು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್. Next, sexual reproduction involves gene from both the parents which undergo modification. It is due to variation in the time. Parents decide the traits of the progeny. Parents decide ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂತೆ ಈ ಒಂದು progeny ಈ ರೀತಿ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ parents decide ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ. P. Rumana, Vaividya, Valentina answered to the question. Okay. Dhavina answered it. Fine. So most of you voted it for option B. Okay, it involves gene from both the parents and the exactly option B is the right answer. Next question. Metabolism means, metabolism andre enu? Division of cells, expansion of a cell, sum total of all chemical reaction. ಏನೇನ್ ರಾಸಾಯನಿಕ ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ರೋಜೆನಿ, ಒಂದು ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯನ್ನ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಡು ಯು ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಮೆಟಬಾಲಿಸಮ್? ಧವೀನಾ, ಕಾವ್ಯ, ವೈವಿಧ್ಯ, ಸಾರಿ, PM Rumana Kausar, Valentina answered to the question. Good. Option C, sum total of all the chemical reaction. Sum total of all the chemical reaction ಅನ್ನೋದು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಉತ್ತರ. Option C, it is not option B. Option C. Next question. The action that the environment does on an organism. Any action which is done by the environment to the organism. ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆ ಯಾವುದರಿಂದ ಎನ್ವಿರಾನ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯಾನಿಸಮ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೆಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್, ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೈ, ರಿಫ್ಲೆಕ್ಸ್, ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್. ಎಸ್, ಬಿ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್. Vaividya answered it. Kavya answered it. Fine. PM Rumana Kausar answered it. Good. Valentina answered it. Okay. So there is a confusion between A, C and B. So as it is done by an environment on an organism, it is called as stimuli. Option B is the right answer. Next question. When the reactions that occur in the body are made to happen in laboratory condition. For example, fertilization, that is fusion of sperm with the ovum. This happens in the female. If it is done in the laboratory, they are said to be what? ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ? Metabolic reactions, oxidation reactions, living reactions, reduction reactions. The reactions which occur in the body, if suppose they are made in the laboratory, made to happen in the laboratory, what those reaction or what is that condition is called as? Valentina, Dhavina answered to the question. Good. PM Rumana Kausar, fine. Vaividya answered it. Good. So most of you voted for option A, metabolic actions ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ. Option C, living reactions ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ. I have a doubt in these options. I We'll let you know in the next class. Next question. A reaction that takes place in laboratory rather than in a living body. Living body ಅಥವಾ ಜೀವಿಯ ಒಳಗಿನ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ರೋಟರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? ಇನ್ ಸಿಟು, ಇನ್ ವಿಟ್ರೋ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಂಟ್, ಇನ್ ಹೌಸ್. ಯಾ ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ. Vaividya, Dhavina answered to the question. Okay. PM Rumana Counselor answered it. Fine. Option B. Don't confuse with option A. In situ conservation ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಬೇರೆ. That will come in biodiversity and conservation. In vitro. Vitro means lab. Inside the lab. So in vitro conditions. Option B ಅಂತ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದಿರಾ? They are right. Next question. Among the following statement, pick the statement that best describes a living thing. Which statement will best describe, best define a living thing? All living things reproduce. Living organisms grow endlessly throughout their life. Living organisms that those are self-replicating, evolving, self-regulating, interactive systems capable of responding to external stimuli. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊರಗಿನ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟಿಮ್ಯುಲೈ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆಗೆ ಅದು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ? ರೆಸ್ಪಾಂಡ್ ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಪಂದಿಸತ್ತೆ. Living organisms are those that depend on AI, that is artificial intelligence, to take the decisions. Which is a right description? Vaividya answered it good. Rumana Kausar answered it fine. Dhavina answered it good. So most of you voted it for option C anta. So which actually best describes a living thing. So here option C is a right answer. Option C is a right answer. Which organism among the following will reproduce? ಕೆಳಗಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ organism reproduce ಮಾಡತ್ತೆ? Mules, worker bees, fertile human couple, infertile human couple. Dhavina answered it. Rumana Kausar answered it. Vaividya answered it. Okay. Exactly the right answer. Fertile human couple. Mules is a hybrid of donkey and horse, which is actually sterile. Donkey is crossed with a horse and we got mule, which are usually sterile. Worker bees are sterile honeybees, which are not able to reproduce. Right? Then fertile human couple can reproduce. Infertile, not able to reproduce. Infertile andre not able to reproduce anta. So those cannot reproduce. So option C is the right answer. Next question. The sum total of all chemical reaction occurring in our body. Total ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನ್ chemical reaction ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಆ ಒಂದು total reactions ಗೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ? A. Anabolism, B. Metabolism, C. Amphibolism, D. Catabolism. Yes, the quick response is given by Vaividya. Dhavina D answered it. Kavya, Rumana Counselor answered it. Good going, good going. Yeah. So let us check the answer here. Option B, metabolism, is a right answer. Okay. So this is about certain questions on living world. In the upcoming session, we will be starting with the other lesson. I hope, which is the other lesson? Which is the next lesson after the living world? Yes, biological classification. 3 marks. Why I am covering these topics even though the marks are less means as these are discussed already in your college or being discussed. ಈಗ already discuss ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ discuss ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So ಈ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಗ್ರಿಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So that we can solve many questions on it. Okay, interaction will be good. I hope everyone enjoyed the session. Again, apologize for the starting of a session because we started it late due to some technical issues. Fine. Did you enjoy the session, all of you? Okay, okay. Thank you, Ramana. Fine. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Kavya. Fine. Okay, then. Let me end up the session here. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.